You know, tables. It just it doesn't work with the amount of people, and then you know it's just But anyways.
Yeah, and then someone sits at the wrong desk, and someone gets upset because it's their desk. And
Yep, exactly that.
Frank once shouted at me because I sat at his desk.
Really?
I didn't know. I was just there. It was my first time writing an article there, and he's like, "No, it's my desk, Bella." I'm like, "Oh my god, I'm sorry."
Why did I actually?
Yeah, you did.
I don't know whether you actually just gaslight. I mean, how you blame me for everything?
No,
so.
honestly, it was the first time I came there to write an article, and you were like, "Oh, that's my desk. I sit there."
Probably was. Well, it is my desk.
Yeah, I didn't move though. You did.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, it sounds about right.
Yeah.
So, I didn't want to formally do a recording or anything along those lines because I don't know where y'all's minds are at and how much you're comfortable with like saying on the record, especially where this particular investigation on yesterday's events is likely headed. Some of those details I'd love to share with y'all, as it's gonna hopefully be pretty hopefully it's gonna be pretty eventful when everything unfolds. So we'll probably have some more details to share maybe after this weekend, let's say.
Yeah, we figured we'd probably have a few images and stuff that would be of interest to you. So
that would actually be absolutely fantastic. So
we can put together what we have, all of us, and send it your way, no problem.
That would be amazing. Notwithstanding, I can say, given that this is pretty public information, given that's how the newspaper in the city works, we have people that we have in Bolingbrook that we suspect to be involved from yesterday's events. Won't go into details of names and whatnot. And we are fully putting investigative pressure down in terms of understanding what level of involvement them and yet detained parties had in the involvement on the series of attacks. I want to start by saying that we security was up there. We were it's probably how y'all got detained initially because we didn't know who y'all were. We initially thought y'all may have been surveillance for the Faceless, quite frankly.
I'll be honest, as soon as the assets actually showed up in their cars, we basically got out of there at that point.
Yeah.
We didn't want to we probably already had, but we didn't want to cause any unnecessary distraction.
Wait, what do you mean they showed up in their cars?
There were two white vehicles. I have images of them that went up the back side of the massive hill.
Do you have plates?
No, it was too far away.
Could you show me those photos right now, if possible? Because holy fuck. That may actually solidify our case. And I will tell you that we lost a lot yesterday, but they're about to lose a hell of a lot more. Oh my God!
White sports cars that were in different parts of the hills during the whole thing.
Oh, shit, give me 1 second. I'm no good with technology, mate.
No, you're good. Take your time.
You can do it, mate.
I'll just share this locally. No, I'll send it to what's your state ID, Brian, just in case.
Oh, 1130.
I've put a bonus picture in there for you. We just outside, we found a vehicle parked in a garage when we were trying to find somewhere to hide. I've just checked the plates in City Hall. It comes back to Brandon Valentino. So.
Holy fuck. I don't think we noticed these white cars right away. It took a while.
Yeah, we noticed there was a marshal car kind of the other
Yeah.
side of the hill. Yeah.
Exactly.
The issue we had is now the good thing is like I'm a very tactical individual, and so on the onset I tend to break into multiple teams, and then I administer direction to the teams. So I will be open about this bit, and please don't put this in a paper just yet till it's out there, just for sake of people stirring around it. You know what I mean? You never know. Some people don't want the best. But we had a recon team. So first we had our main deployment here at the observatory. Long story short, we believe that the jammer on the observatory is actually the primary reason we have seen significantly less of how's it called? Oh my god. Their surveillance program, Skynode, yes. Activity. We believe it's been significantly down. No twatter posts, no evidence of it.
Okay.
Notwithstanding other things took place, but we think that's one big piece. Obviously speculation, but absence of evidence in this case, I think, is evidence in relation to the frequency of Skynode activity prior to the jammer being brought down. The second is actually significantly less military presence. Up until yesterday, we have not seen a buzzard for weeks. Now,
has there been any Skynode activity today, or
unknown? Truthfully, I've been in a office just writing reports, right? Because to get to the next stage that we need to investigatively, every law enforcement officer has to go through, make sure the evidence is there, blah, 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 blah. And like, there's a lot of work involved in that. So that's kind of been at least my focus, but I don't know. That is a good question, especially now that the jammer's down. But so as we sort of protected this place and I'm sure you heard of the bombing at Davis Marshal's office.
Yeah, we just took some pictures.
Oh, good. So there was a attack on Davis, but that attack expanded into the courthouse. Now I'm not gonna, because I wasn't present, right? And because we had 3 teams, one team went to go handle that while we held the observatory. I will say that was a decoy.
Yeah, that's what we thought.
And it created a bit of a tough circumstance. I mean, it wasn't too tough, to be honest. It was in terms of the Faceless had an expectation that we would operate like past administrations, where we are afraid of making certain calls. For example, bomb at courthouse, therefore must send all units to bomb, right? That makes sense if we have limited units, but we had enough to handle that situation while still protecting the other threat. And the big reason for that is you can't give them what they want, because you spend extra, you oversubscribe units. You only need like 5 people to fucking disable a bomb. You know what I mean? But in the grand scheme of things, we sent units down there and they must have gotten real successful, because as they were defusing the bomb, the Apache came and blew them right up, the bomb alongside it.
Interesting thing, our information suggests that October 13th, 2024, that the day Escher Murphy was killed, they had a decoy bomb at the courthouse that day as well.
Really?
Yeah, apparently so.
I think the biggest hurdle that we face today is, especially when it comes to bombs, and this is the same problem we used to have back in the day prior to Sanguine. Getting a conviction on someone who blows a bomb up is virtually impossible.
Yeah,
Now, we
that's
did
all
get-
the DNA gets destroyed and stuff, right? So,
No DNA gets destroyed. Any potential casings. There is no forensic evidence, right? Like, even if you may have bits and bobs of, like, you know, a shattered bomb, you know, it has no oh, that's strange. It has no relatable. There's nothing you can relate it to, you know? It's just a piece of metal or a piece of plastic or whatever it might be. And you know, as far as we're aware, there is no, even if, let's say, there was a house that we found that had a facility for manufacturing weapon, like a bomb, right? You found, like, you know, explosive material and clocks or whatever.
Yeah.
Give me just 1 second. I just want to make sure this is it. Okay. With the way that the current court system works, in New York, I'm going to use an example here. In New York, if someone, okay, I'm going to use a fictitious place. If in, you know what, let's just, you know, let's say, I'm not going to use a place outside of San Andreas just in case, you know, the FBI of the United States doesn't understand. In other court systems around the world, if someone were to find, like, evidence of, like, manufacturing of, like, explosives in a house, and that same individual, say, were found on the scene of something going off, they're going to get convicted. In San Andreas, unfortunately, the concept of what is reasonable is cooked. So we could even find a place where someone's manufacturing bombs, and they could be the only person of interest on a bomb scene, and they could still be found not guilty. You know what I mean? Even though logically that is beyond a reasonable doubt, because why the fuck do you have equipment for making a bomb to begin with, and how did you end up on the scene? So it would require them to have a affirmative defense. In other words, when the bomb came off, look, you know, here's like a receipt where I went and bought, you know, Burger King with my credit card on it. You get what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
luckily with the Silas Moreno case, and Silas is a unique individual, right? He's what I like to call a bit of he stands on business, at least to the extent that he was comfortable enough to leave behind things tying him back, you know, the coin and whatnot. But most people are mad enough in the moment to do a crime, but not willing to ever take ownership of it, if you get my meaning. But anyways,
maybe they were somewhat put off by the, you know, there was a big sentence Silas got the other day.
That was impressive. Yeah, I
took great pleasure in standing next to Frederick White when that sentence was read out. So.
Oh yeah, he was there, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Couldn't help but smile, to be honest.
What was his reaction?
The only time he really said anything was when Silas's lawyer said he tried to say he didn't kill anybody, he didn't destroy the building, and I said, well, we both know who that's thanks to, and he just said, yes, we do, and that was it. He didn't really talk much.
I'm going to share something with you because I think there are, like I've said before, there are things you're going to see, information you're going to come by, like, I mean, these vehicles, right? That we're going to be oblivious to, right? Between the three groups, there was so much shit going on that we didn't even have units to have spotted those cars. At least at the time y'all did.
Yeah.
And the same can be said with most of the marshals are sitting behind, you know, in rooms writing reports as other shit's happening in the city is just a consequence of it take, you know, where I'm going with this is, I don't know what the fuck was being jammed. I can only presume it's the transmission from the Epsilon building. I can only presume, based on very little evidence, but mostly just inference, that the end point is Life Invader. But I have been to Life Invader multiple times, and we don't have the equipment to necessarily identify whether that is the location unless someone leaves, like, I don't know, some documents behind one day. And so I guess the reason why I'm sharing it is I know that y'all may have frequented it sometime. I mean, y'all frequent a lot of places. I figure it's better to let you know that in case you come across something that might be helpful.
Yeah. I would remember I was telling you about the amazing job Nora's done investigating Charlie's cameras.
Mm.
So since we last spoke to you in 2 days ago, more cameras have been put up at the Epsilon building.
Really?
Yes, in the
There's
last
two
2 days.
literally at
Yeah.
two sets of two literally at the front door.
And we
So-
found a bunch of them. You know the radio tower behind the Vinewood sign? We noticed like that's like the highest point, essentially, overlooking the city. We found about 7 or 8 there. The two most heavily guarded places for his cameras are
Yep.
the Epsilon building and that radio tower by the Vinewood sign.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
There's 8. There's 8 sets of 2 cameras by the Epsilon, and 5 sets of 2 cameras by the radio towers.
Nora, you should share that map you've made. It's amazing.
Yeah, I'm on it.
What the
I
fuck?
need the magnifying glass for this one, Mr. Knight.
No, you're good.
The idea is if we can keep finding them, then maybe we can find the cameras in locations we haven't found him frequenting yet. Nora found one such place in Cyprus by the little power plant almost that's just on the outskirts of Cyprus.
There's 2 locations in Cyprus actually that have cameras. And one of them is this water and power plant. Just saving this so I can share it with you.
1130. Yeah. Brother, what the fuck? I am glad we've been involving the news. Holy shit. While you're kind of cooking on that, I also spent a little bit of time yesterday after we had previously discussed cameras to see if I could find the one that was by the docks, and I found one by what they call the Russian docks, by the JetSam administrative building.
Yeah.
And
There's
that really made my eyes sort of light up a bit.
Yeah, so I've been for a flying lesson in the last few days. Yeah, the camera that was used to take a picture of you being stabbed has been removed, cleared out.
I did get contacted by Nick Simone, he is not very happy, and he is looking into some of the details surrounding all of this, including but not limited to who may or may not have had access. I was rather forward with him. I was like, look, I was in there, and I don't want to die, right? But my interest isn't just self-preservation. It's explained if tomorrow someone goes, like one of these people, someone else is kidnapped tomorrow, law enforcement doesn't even have a means by which to go inside.
Yeah, I'm in a very tricky position because I'm almost ready to do my test, and I do not fancy being 500 feet in the air with cuddles. So.
She's I would not.
Yeah, I'm not going anywhere near that.
Yeah.
No.
Could you repeat me your ID, please?
Yes, it's going to be 1130. And if you could, I just got to think about something just real quick.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, don't worry, Ben. I am not going in the air with.
Yes, please don't do that.
Yeah, I'm not worried that you'll see the ground again, not the way you want to anyway.
Only problem is, it's not the only other flight instructor that's regularly around, so. I feel like Mr. Knight will be very good at charades.
Yeah, what do you think he's trying to... What's the word now?
What do you reckon? Movie, 2 words.
What are charades?
Finding
Well, you
Nemo!
don't know what charades are?
No, I don't
Finding
know.
Nemo!
Oh my god.
What is
Finding.
charades?
Why did you go for Finding Nemo?
Because it looks like he's searching for something, so Finding Nemo, you said 2 words.
Oh my God, I'm
okay,
scuffed.
I know what charades mean.
Yeah.
All right.
You'll see on that map, Mr. Knight, there's a couple of the things, not just the cameras, but I think it
Ooh.
looks like it's in relation to other things that can be mapped in the city, like
Understood.
road signs or nest
Ooh.
signs.
Understood. Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's a work in progress, but there's a few interesting places for cameras there.
It turns out me and
What?
Bella being in the RCU
Mhm.
was all Nora needed.
Yeah, having to move all
Holy
the time because people
shit.
were following me was productive. Yes.
What the fuck?
Yeah, there's a few at Sankudo, a few at the docks. Then this radio and New Epsilon are the ones that have most, actually, are the most guarded places. But there's a few here and there everywhere, actually.
Be like, you could do it like similar to ideas just popped on my head, Nora. You know what Brian was talking about like if you think of a heat map. If we were to
Yeah,
make one of
absolutely.
all the times
Absolutely.
we've spotted Charlie in locations and then correspond it to that map, then
Yeah, I'll do that. That's easy enough.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, that
one thing about a Sky node, Brian, that I'll be honest, you sent us on a bit of a spiral after our conversation the other day. There's some records of like Twitter posts and stuff over the last 12 months. On the 1st of April, the Faceless tweeted out Sky node hashtag 7855
Nope.
and or something like that. And then 3 days later, the Oracle tweeted out Kiflom.
So, based on what I know, the Faceless provided the Liquid Library and the Epsilon building through Nest to Max as well as Eliza. However, the Oracle's involvement may have been I imagine it like the Oracle having known, this is all speculation, mind you. The Oracle may have known of the Faceless's interest is the Oracle, as far as I'm aware, is either a singular individual or a series of individuals that is tapped in with other hackers. And I don't mean the archivists, but that's what's been previously told to me. And keep in mind, a lot of the Oracle stuff has not been recorded in reports. And I'm making that statement based on some of Richard Dark's old stuff. But even then, we don't know the credibility of the original statements, right? Like someone could have told Richard or someone could have told that person these claims. But either way, I think the Oracle's been watching over people that either A, have shown interest in going against the Faceless, or B, if they notice someone who has not been affected by them yet, starting to get pulled in by them, almost like they're coming in as an alternative or a warning. Kind of like the devil on your shoulder and the angel on your shoulder sort of situation.
Yeah, we've met somebody who said they were representing the Oracle twice.
Yeah.
Blake Cowell was the name.
That was a long time ago.
Told us some, very interesting bits of information here and there. One of which being about Asher Murphy. But maybe it was not the Faceless that killed him.
We agree.
Mm-hmm.
I think it might be the people that are fighting the Faceless right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's made us wonder about Ryan Kane, to be honest. We know it was Darkstone that put him on a plane and checked all the staff that were on the plane and okayed everybody, and then that plane apparently crashed, but then somehow Charlie has his severed arm. And then that makes you think what happened to Victor Blackwell. So not something we're going to get the answer to anytime soon, but yeah, worrying, I would say.
I think there's so much happening in the background outside of all of our purviews that even if we collected everyone's information, we're never going to be able to see behind the veil. Because some of these meetings, some of these plannings, some of the individuals that may have the history may not even be alive, let alone be in San Andreas. In fact, I think one of the biggest things going into this and why I think there's been difficulty even among law enforcement to want to fight the Faceless, because there is a lot of that, mind you. There are... I would wager that 50% of the force is uninterested in anything to do with the Faceless because they've accepted their existence or accepted that they cannot overcome them. And therefore, they rather assume their threat doesn't exist. And I know that might be hard to swallow, but I'm only painting that as an example, is that I bet there's a lot more people like that as well. Like, oh, the courthouse blew up again. What does that mean to me? Nothing. But I think what has made a lot of the folks recently in all three departments actually make progress is knowing that we don't know when the end is going to be or what it's going to look like, as long as we start to expose some of it and start to target their troops. And I think that's starting to make a difference. And I think and I'm going to be rather vague here since some of this is still an investigation. So if you know some things about it, it is, how do I put this? I'm sure you know what I mean when I say some of these assets may not be working for the Faceless any longer.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And I do think that's progress. Because eventually, no matter how many helicopters you have, how many missiles, this, that, and the third, the real fight is getting people to turn and to stop accepting their servitude to them.
Yeah, if I we were going over our whole investigation yesterday, funny enough, because we've learned that much new information. We figure we need to start again and see if anything else makes sense, and some things have. But I do think one of the biggest things we've achieved as a newspaper is when we first started writing it, me and Nora, people were even scared to say the name.
Yeah, absolutely.
I feel like we've kind of normalised at least people speaking it. And I remember when we met Opal, Nora, do you remember? And she
Yeah.
you could see the fear in her face when we said the words to her. I don't feel like I've seen that reaction for a very long time.
Yeah. It's you're not wrong. I mean, even their assets bleed, and I think people are starting to realize that. I think that's why it was so important for Silas to go to prison. It showed that they're not invulnerable.
Can I ask one of the things we saw yesterday that was really intriguing
Yeah, go ahead.
was the amount of massive boxes that were being carried up the staircase to the roof.
Oh, the jammer was being upgraded to combat a electronical hack that had been taking place all week. So we believe that the Faceless were trying to disable it through a digital hack of some sort. Dark Zone was able to stop it, but you know, with any hack, it becomes a matter of when. And to prevent the when, it was to be upgraded, and it was sort of it was a decision that we needed to make between, do we let them take it over or prevent, or you know, and let it get disabled at the risk of, you know, another World War III like 6 weeks back, or do we allow the upgrade, knowing full well that when the upgrade took place, we're likely going to get attacked, but we were not expecting. We thought we were going to get Faceless assets come through, maybe with guns, breach the, observatory, but instead it turned into taking it out at all costs. And if anything, it was a testimony that we were right. Whatever the hell we were jamming, I think was stopping some of their critical infrastructure. And mind you, the jammer is now down. So while we may have tried our best, whatever they were being prevented from doing, they're no longer prevented. So I would say it's worth keeping a very close eye on things the next week or so.
Faceless Christmas.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah. Okay, I think allow us to because honestly I had to shoot off because it was getting so late yesterday. We need to go over all the evidence we have from yesterday, all the videos, all the photographs we have, and then we'll put something together and share it with you.
Okay, absolutely.
I will say that picture I sent you of which I've now confirmed was Brandon Valentino's Dominator. That was on I believe I need to double check, but I believe it was Marlow Drive, just next to the parallel to the observatory. It was hidden away in a garage, as we went to go and hide in that garage to get safe, so we could check some cameras. But we had to leave. I quickly got out and checked the plate. And it came back at the courthouse just now to Brandon. So
perfect. Yeah, we did manage to spot that, and I think we got glimpses of the white vehicles, but we may not have direct We're still sorting everything out. It's like pages worth of information.
I can imagine. I'll be honest with you. Jessica did an amazing job. I absolutely shit myself when she came up on us so quickly.
Yep.
Oh my god,
absolutely.
my
Yeah.
arse fell out. Is the only way I could describe it, Brian. So
Yeah, we're
because at that point we knew the information was good. That's when we decided to stay. So,
hell yeah.
but as soon as the assets came, we got out of there.
We did instruct, or I did instruct everyone to allow you to be, as long as you were not in a location that could have made you go hostage, right? That was our biggest concern, I think.
Honestly, that was our. As soon as we saw them, we thought, they might take us hostage here. So let's just get out of here. We had cameras around the area, so we could we put cameras in the woods and stuff. To be honest, we debated whether to tell you, but things happen so quickly. We'll just share whatever we can find afterwards.
Oh yeah. Well, this is good. I enjoy these conversations. It's very quickly realizing. Is there anything y'all need from us? Anything that could be helpful?
Oh, 24/7 crack security team.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna be honest. We can barely protect ourselves right now. There's we had a quiet day just 2 days ago, and 4 separate law enforcement officers got kidnapped, completely unrelated.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's
Jesus. I will say, Brian. This I don't even need to answer that. You can.
Yeah. Hey, Ben.
Hey, Brian. I added everyone to that group chat thing.
Easy. I'll fire something off then.
All right. Perfect. All right,
Awesome.
Let you know.
Appreciate you. You take care.
All right. Peace.
Bye.
I was going to say, I will say, this whole experience, if it's taught me one thing, it's that although my natural instincts are to trust people, I am fighting that on a daily basis. These two amazing people to my left are pretty much the only people I truly trust around me at the minute. And with that information about New Epsilon, I have a lot of history with Eliza, but I'm not naive enough to put anything off the table. So
yeah,
we've those jammers that were on the roof originally of the observatory. We've seen one of them before a long time ago.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, inside the New Epsilon building.
Oh.
It's in a
that may have been the initial. Huh.
Yeah, so when you told us that the other day, I'll be honest with you, me and Nora were in the back office of a 24/7 store spiraling for about 2 hours. Because we were hiding in that building from the Faceless for about 3 weeks. So we got used to the layout and stuff.
Huh. That is, I wonder if it was installed by Darkstone for Eliza. There's not a shred. I trust.
You're very good at charades.
Yeah, I am.
Was it Finding Nemo?
Yep, that's exactly it.
Fuck. How are you so good at that game?
Jesus.
Yeah, just my intuition.
I can tell you that Eliza has been very helpful against the fight with the Faceless. To the extent that I think it's one of the big reasons why there was such a divide between her and some of the others. But you know, she's look, I'm going to say this rather openly. Even Darkstone, I have to be cautious with, right? I don't even know what their motives are and who pays them. Now, I don't necessarily believe that the darks, like, I don't know if it's the same device, but it's definitely one to be concerned with. And it's a big question, why was it in there? And maybe I don't know. It goes back to the whole, like, if you don't know, it's hard to know whether to even question it openly, because that might reveal someone else's sinister plans. And then at that stage, who knows what happens next.
Yeah, exactly. I have a very long-standing relationship with Eliza. I don't know if you know much about my past, Brian, but a long time ago, I went a little bit insane for a period of time. Eliza was the person that brought me back from the brink.
Mm.
So we have a good relationship talking about these types of things, put it that way. But I'm not naive enough to rule anything out. Just always going to be there in the back of my mind, given what I've gone through with a few people during this whole investigation.
Mm.
Yeah. These two, Bella and Nora, have a healthy amount of suspicion compared to me. It's a good balance.
Yeah.
Definitely.
You know, the thing too is, and I'm going to have to be vague about this only because I don't want to put their name out there, but there are people that have assisted the marshals against the Faceless, and then not a month goes by and now they're on the other side. And I'm not talking about Brandon, but I'm talking about people's dispositions waver a lot quicker than you know, we can expect sometimes, right?
Oh yeah, we've experienced that ourselves. So.
Yeah. All right. Well, hey, y'all stay safe, and if there's anything you need, please do let me know.
Yeah, we'll do.
Hell yeah.
Thanks,
You
Brian.
have
All
a
right.
good one.
Stay safe. I'm gonna take a mini break and like get some food in me. Good for my throat as well. Yeah, I love the conversations with the news people. They're so good. Holy fuck, the thing that she made is cracked. Chat. Can we watch